Hello. Hello, Carol. You're calling?
Yes, I'm here.
From far north Queensland? Yes.
That's right.
Yes, Carol.
That was so poignant. It was such a lovely thing. I had my mum that was, she was abused, and abuse often carries on to abuse, but she was one of the lucky ones that decided she'd just have her own family. And we lived with kisses and cuddles, probably overcompensated, no money, just lots of kisses and cuddles. And I just say to all the little kids out there that are being abused, there is life after.
Well, Carol, David O'Neill is listening to you, and I guess he's a perfect example of life after. David?
Well, his daughter is. I just feel so sorry. I'd love to just put my arms around her and give her a kiss and say, that's what I got.
Yeah, she's lovely, and she's a beautiful young woman now. I guess she was fortunate that, first of all, her parents believed her,
yep.
And secondly, we sacrificed everything that we needed to sacrifice to ensure her safety. And even though that split the family apart and it caused me an enormous amount of personal damage, I still think that in hindsight it was worth it.
Yeah, I can understand because you are so self-guilt and you do a lot of things like that. Sure. But I mean, the whole thing is, if you don't know the story, little children can't talk, only big people can.
Yep.
And as long as she's got someone to love her now, she will end up fine.
Sure.
And she can have a kiss and a cuddle from me. It's just touchy. No, I was sitting on the radio and sitting on the radio. I was listening to the radio, and that made me cry. I was writing letters. That made me cry.
Well,
but there is life after abuse.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
All right, Carol.
And my mum praised it. And thank you. And I just had to ring up and say that because it is very personal.
Yep. Thanks, Carol.
All right, Carol.
Okay.
I thank you very much for taking the trouble to join us.
No, well, thanks. We'll see.
Oh, I cut you off there too. Sorry about that. Hi, Paul. Paul from Rochedale? Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Andrew. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. And David's here too.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Paul.
Hi. You probably know who I am. I'm a good friend of yours.
Yes.
For a long time.
Long-standing.
Yeah, look, Andrew, Dave, I just ring you up in the book that if people care to read it. David touches on about his friends, and I'm one of David's long-term friends since school days. And I'd just like to say on the program that myself and mutual friends of David, we were guilty of a lack of empathy when all this was happening. And what David says in his book and is correct. And most people don't wish to hear about child abuse, and it's just too awful to contemplate, especially when you have children of your own. And I've got a beautiful 3-year-old daughter myself, and I couldn't bear to how I would react if that happened to me. And I can't speak for David's other friends, but after reading the book, I just realised that when these terrible things happen, people, including myself, you just put up shutters. You just don't want to hear about this sort of thing.
I know that, Willow, and I appreciate that, and I know that's what happened, and I understand why it happened. What I'm trying to do here is to tell people that is
normal.
It's normal, and it's something that they have to at the moment learn to expect until we can try and do a little bit about educating people who haven't been touched by this.
Yeah.
That sort of response from friends and family will continue, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Thanks for ringing, Will. I appreciate it.
That's no problem.
All right. Thank you very much, Paul.
Thanks, Andrew.
All right. Bye. Hello, Annie. Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Is that Annie?
Yes, it is. Oh,
you're talking with Andrew Carroll and also David O'Neill.
Oh, that's great. Now, I had a very nasty experience when I was a child, when I was 8. And that continued until I was 15 years old. Yeah. Then I had a baby. Now, my mother refuses to believe that I actually had a child by my brother. And she still doesn't want to. She preferred to believe that it was her father.
Yeah, again, that's the unfortunate thing with this whole issue. People just will not face the truth. People will not accept the truth, and as long as they don't accept the truth, and as long as they don't believe the children or the adults when they grow up, all they're doing is perpetuating the problem.
Well, she still believes I'm dirty.
Yeah.
Annie, are you able to talk about it at all with your mother?
No, not at this time. We did talk, and she said, "Oh, I didn't know about that."
Yeah.
So how long has that been going on, Annie?
Oh, she doesn't believe me.
It's a lifetime, Andrew. It's these things never go away. They become a part of you, and even though you can recover from it yourself and you can learn to accept and acknowledge what happened to you, these things that happen to the people involved last a lifetime.
Yes, and I hope that when she dies, she might admit it.
Sure. Yeah.
Annie, is there anybody that you are able to talk to? Is there anybody that you're able to talk to about this in any way? I mean, have you been able
not
to?
Not really, but I do know that I have to put my brother in jail.
You have?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Well, I can understand what that's like because I put my father in jail, so I empathise with you very, very strongly there. And there's a lot of places that you can go to, and you don't have to pay a fortune to see psychiatrists or anybody. You're not in Queensland. You're not in Brisbane.
No.
So all I could do is suggest that you call probably your local council or Queensland Health or somebody like that and find out who there is. There are community organisations and community houses right throughout Queensland.
Well, I'm a member of PASCA.
I'm sorry, you're
Annie.
So you're a member of Annie?
PAXA, People's Alliance. People's Alliance Against Child Sexual Abuse. Yeah, so am I, Annie. I'm very involved with them. I'm involved in a protective behaviours program with them. And
well,
other things.
Anytime I go up to visit my mother, I have to overcome this hatred. And it's not very good.
No.
All right, Annie. Well, look, I thank you for taking the trouble to ring us today. For those of you who've been listening to Annie, you're listening to Andrew Carroll on ABC Radio throughout Queensland, and also we're speaking with David O'Neill, who's written a book, When Angels Cry. You can give us a call on 1300 36 0612. 1300 36 0612. Now, David, this is one organisation. Can we just give that name and if there's a contact number for PAXA?
Sure.
And are any other organisations that you know of?
Just quickly, PAXA is People's Alliance Against Child Sexual Abuse, run by a beautiful lady by the name of Hetty Johnston.
Oh, yeah, we know Hetty, yeah.
Hetty's been in here. They offer counselling and support, and they also, partly because of Hetty's political background, are very active lobbyists for child abuse causes. Another organisation is PACT, Protect All Children Today. They also run a family therapy program, and these programs and this counselling that's offered, sometimes there's a nominal fee of like $5 for an hour or something, and sometimes they're totally